Hello cellos, welcome to Take Me Home Country Roads. We are going to learn a chop pattern that combines both a percussive and a guitar-like quality, which will add an interesting texture to our song. First, let's learn how to chop. Chopping requires a regular bow hold, extra rosin, raising the bow about 3 inches above your instrument, and I'm going to use gravity to drop my hand, aiming for underneath my hand as close to the frog as I can. I'm just aiming right now for the G string. And you can hear the slight percussive crunch that's happening because I'm on a slight angle, and I can allow the friction to go for a little bit, and the firmness of my hand will stop the bow from moving, and the natural drop of gravity as well. So we want to try and avoid things that sound like this, or tipping the bow out too much. It's really just a fine line you can play around with and experiment and get a feel for. We can chop on the G string or the C string or even both. It doesn't really matter. Though when we play the piece, I find it easy to chop on whatever string I was just playing on. And just being able to get out of the chop is key because we have some other actions. So we don't want to be stuck there. We want to be able to chop and move quickly. So that brings us to the pattern that we'll have. The pattern goes like this: play, rest, chop, rest. If you can repeat that several times and get it in here, then we'll be able to learn it on the instrument. So play, rest, chop, rest. Play, rest, chop, rest. When we play, we're going to play a note. So that's for the word play, and rest will bring the bow about an inch above where we played, where we just touch the string, and then pick up the bow and head to our word chop, chop, and then pick up the bow for our second rest. This rest heads in between the chop and the first rest, so I'm kind of halfway between the two, and I rest the bow on the string and I play from here into the next play. So it'll look like this. It's just on open G. Play, rest, chop, rest, play, rest, chop. You can do this for a while until you feel comfortable. And then you can start to speed it up a bit. Play, rest. And that's it. That's our pattern. So I'm chosen to add this pattern at letter A. And how we add it is I'm taking the guitar chord for the bar, which for this piece is kind of easily determined by the first note of every bar. So letter A, our first note is C, so that's a C chord, and we're going to play that C down the octave on the G string. Technically we could play any C, it doesn't matter, and sometimes you'll hear me in the playthrough video playing a lower C or a higher C. But for the most part, you can stay on the C on the G string. That's easiest for you. And I also find it easier to write the note name above the bar for each bar I'm playing. If you'd like to do that, go ahead. And just to help find the note faster, if that works for you. So let's add our pattern at letter A. I'll walk through it slowly with you, starting at letter A. 1 and 2 and place. There's another C. Now we head to first finger A. Looking ahead, we have 2 bars of G. F on the C string. C. progressive C here. Now A, 2 bars of G, on the C string, open C if you want, or 4th finger C. Add vibrato, 2 bars of G, A, rounded arms, C, 2 bars of C here, now open G, 2 bars of F, C, and then brings us back to letter A. You can play those melodic notes if you want, or you can continue on with the pattern and just head back to C. That works as well. So I've added this pattern in a playthrough video from letter A all the way down to letter E, and then we play the melody from E until G, and then I go back to the chop pattern for G all the way through until K, and then we play those melodic type notes, and then M until the end. I return to the pattern. So I hope that all makes sense for you, and happy chopping. Enjoy. Thank you.